Hey everybody, it's Gunny here once again with more Orochinagi guides to Japan. And here we're looking at a Radio Kaikan building where we're going to see some shops like Jungle, AmiAmi and more in this lovely, wonderful part of Akihabara. You might be able to spot some things you recognize. But I want to go through some of the things that goes on. Like when you enter the first floor of the Radio Kaikan building, you immediately get attacked by people selling figures, and even in the lift they're going to advertise some of the shops that are in the store. Now here, of course, on the first floor you see Aniplex, and the first floor is quite crazy. It's full of tourists, and I'm just like, no. You kind of want to plan out your attack, but of course, you know, depending on what you like, you might want to go to certain floors rather than others. But we're going to go up the Kaikan building rather than actually starting at the top and going down. There's like 10 floors. I've kind of been to like 7 of them. The 8th, 9th and 10th, I think they're event floors and floors specializing in dolls. So I kind of didn't really want to do that because I'm more into figurines. But if you like that, you definitely want to check that out. On the 2nd floor, you've got rental boxes. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically a big cabinet where you can put your own figures and put your own prices so people can check them out and offer to buy them. And of course, you have to pay for a rental fee and so forth. But basically, you can sell whatever you want in them. So 2nd floor, I skipped that as well. Aniplex, maybe if you're interested in particular anime, you might want to go there. Now on the 3rd floor, you've got K-Books. K-Books is a bit crazy because it has, as you can see, they organize all their stuff, and it's all second-hand stuff, all into areas. It's a lot of stuff, and you think you'll find it's a lot of older stuff. A lot of the older materials are there, and of course, it's quite busy on the 2nd floor. But you'll see a lot of stuff. If you want more modern stuff, I suggest you go up the tower more. Sounding a bit like more SMT now, but go up the tower more to get to the more difficult opponents. I mean, AmiAmi, where you get the more modern stuff. But of course, K-Books does sell modern stuff as well. You might find some competitive prices. Now, if you go up to 4th floor, this is AmiAmi territory. If you've seen the other video, it goes into more detail about AmiAmi shops in Akihabara. But here is one video clip I missed out, in fact. So good thing that you're watching this. And as you can see, they've got lovely displays, lovely things to see, and lots of modern stuff. And of course, they've got an EVA section as well. Definitely don't want to miss out on that if you love the photo opportunities. And you may have seen this clip before, but it's just to show you again the wonderful displays they have at AmiAmi. Lots of modern stuff, as I said, very well organized, very shiny, very new stuff, but also some secondhand stuff as well. Now on the 5th floor, we've got a selection of shops here, which are a bit more weird. If you're expecting the kind of straightforward figurine shop, you've got Trio, Robot X, which for years I've been trying to figure out how to spell because I'm reading the Japanese, but it's actually X, and Chusen. Now this shop in front of us called Trio is actually it's just a miscellaneous kind of shop. It's got posters, it's got K-pop merchandise, and I just happened to be there when they were selling off some old Ero Manga Sensei posters, and of course the Blu-ray DVD. So if you like that kind of thing, you like kind of memorabilia posters and things, you might want to check it out. As you can see there, I can't remember the name of that anime, but Robot on the right of this store used to be, let's just say it's one of my favorite stores. But in fact, the Robot store in Kaikan, in Radio Kaikan building, is more about Western toys. So if you're looking for Japanese figurines, I mean, really, if you've arrived at Radio Kaikan, which of course is right next to Akihabara Station, and you don't have much time, you could go for Radio Kaikan, and you're done. You'll be happy for the rest of your life or whatever. You've seen a whole load of shops, great sample, great representation of the whole industry, I can say, in this building. You're done. It's fine. But Robot, I prefer Robot in Nakano Broadway because they had a good selection of older figures, and I thought were a really good selection of prices as well. But here in Radio Kaikan building, you'll find a lot more Western toys, which I thought was a bit odd, but hey, it's their market. Now here's the X shop, which I can say I didn't really like, and I didn't really like the staff. I didn't really like the feeling in there. But, you know, if you don't care about that thing, you kind of need to go through and kind of check the prices. The prices through the building are really, really strange. I can't tell you that one shop is better than the other. And, you know, it's just weird. And it's been like that since the first time I visited Japan. Some stores have the same item and the prices are up and down. I don't know. Maybe they're all in cahoots with each other. But you just have to shop. And if you like it, you find something good. If you've got an eye on the current market value, wonderful, then you know what to go for. Now, Uchusen, I obviously give a shout out because they had some KOF stuff in there, and I'm like, oh, that's just awesome. Good fighting game figure selection, wonderful stuff. And as you may or may not know, those KOF figures are now already rare. You're like, what? This is just what? Okay, fine. Moving on, 6th floor, Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine. I used to say Liberty is just the place to go for secondhand stuff like this, but Yellow Submarine, wow, okay, this is another place you want to check out. And as I said, where AmiAmi is more modern stuff, I think Yellow Submarine's a bit older, bit of older anime, lots of mech, of course, lots of hobby stuff. It is a hobby-based shop, so lots of things like paint and not toothbrushes, paint brushes, things like that. Definitely something you want to check out. But as I said, yeah, more for the kind of slightly older kind of anime series or manga series or video game stuff. And as you can see there, nice display, but you know, it's difficult to compare with AmiAmi with the new stuff that they've got. 7th floor, you've got Jungle and A Zone. A Zone is more about dolls. I took a few pictures because it looked interesting. So maybe if you like that kind of thing, you definitely want to check that out. And I said on the 7th and 8th floor, 9th floor, they've got other stuff as well. Now, Jungle, as you know, is a growing chain, and they've got a branch in Osaka. They now have a new store just around the corner, which is focusing, I think, or don't hope I don't get this wrong. But they moved their Ultraman kind of selection over to the new store, which is called 2.5. And here in Radio Kaikan, it's more about Western figures. However, it looks like that from the front, but if you actually go in, you will find some more traditional, but kind of more mainstream kind of anime like DBZ and other stuff. So if you're looking for the videos and checking the prices, you might find that it's a bit competitive. Of course it is. It's always worth looking in. And that, of course, is actually a robot picture. Because it's got fighting game figures in it, and I love fighting games, and I think that's actually from somewhere else. That's right, it's actually from Nakano Broadway, but we're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk a lot more about other things to do in Japan and in Tokyo, of course. So there's such as the Square Enix Cafe, Yodobashi Akihabara, and again some more stuff from Robot for SMT, some of the arcades to look at, some of the food. We're going to talk about that as well. So you want to check out the website orochinagi.com, where you'll find all of this, or my channel, of course, if you can go through it. I did visit Comiket, so I want to share with you some of my feelings from that event. My days, that was something you're not going to forget in a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this. Come and check orochinagi.com, and I'm going to put this all into a nice kind of organization so you can see where to go, what to do when you go and visit Tokyo and Akihabara. It's something you've got to be, what can I say, you've got to be really careful with how you spend your time, because there's a lot of things to do and not a lot of time to do it. So hopefully the guide will help you choose and plan your time. Otherwise, you could just walk down the street and go absolutely mad. I hope you had a good time. Shout outs to GVG Kid for the soundtrack, of course. Wonderful stuff as always. Of course, we've got some t-shirts. Come check the t-shirts, come check the guides, and play the King of Fighters. It's a great game. Alright, this is Gani from orochinagi.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.